I remember that the first movie of this sequel is so outstanding, I cannot wait to do the movie review. But this time, it was the other way around. From the topsy-turvy storyline to the backward evolution of the character, I have to say that I am slightly disappointed on this one. I mean, the magic is still there, but is it the same or better? No, not at all. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Myra and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? I'm back again with this bright lipstick on my face and I hope you all doing great. And if you haven't, please click that bell button besides my subscribe button so you'll be notified if I upload something new. Now, Harry Potter is a big part of my childhood and it still is, and it always will be. The stories that J.K. Rowling told gave me so much to hold on to, and I will cherish it forever. Even when I have grandkids, I will still be in awe of Hogwarts, by the brilliance of Quidditch, by the wizarding world that she created for all of us. And I'm forever indebted to her for that. And when she announced the spin-off, I was over the moon. Even so, when I watched the first Fantastic Beasts, I love everything about it and really see Newt as my actual senior. See? Hufflepuff for life. But sadly, this second movie doesn't hold the same magic it once had. Let me tell you a brief synopsis before I plow further. If you watch the first movie, you know that Newt Scamander came back to London after basically wrecking havoc in the US and involved badly with MACUSA, which is the magical group entity in America. It's like Ministry of Magic, but in America. Now, as he tries to get his travel license back from Ministry of Magic, he was offered something that he must but cannot do: to track down Credence in France by being an Auror. He refused the idea since he cannot fathom the job. However, when Dumbledore asked him to do so, he cannot refuse anymore. Meanwhile, Grindelwald was able to escape when he was transferred from America to London, and Queenie broke it off with Jacob, so Jacob has to run after Queenie, and that's how he and Newt came to France illegally by portkey, since Newt can't actually travel anywhere. Okay, even explaining the plot gave me the wheezes and spins my head around. Bottom line, Newt and Jacob and the whole gang will be involved in Grindelwald's scheme and have to save the magic world as we know it, or else everything would burn to ashes. There. I think I give enough. And if you haven't watched the movie, as usual, stop here. Also, from that short synopsis, I might already give a little bit of spoiler about Queenie and Jacob, and for that, I am sorry. The reason why I can't tell you a brief synopsis smoothly is because of the storyline. It is that complicated. From what I see, there's 4 core characters: Newt being the man in action, Dumbledore as the puppeteer, which is someone that knows everything but only give out tiny little details, enough for the man in action to actually take action, Credence, who is the key person in the sequel, and Grindelwald, which of course is the main villain. The others are gears to move the story forward, but without these 4 people, then they will be useless. Now, to know and understand the characters' relationship better, I have made a separate video about this movie's relationship tree, where you can see everyone's relationship with everyone and hopefully simmer down some of that headache of trying to understand it at the first try. I highly suggest of you to watch that video first before moving forward with this review. The fact that I have to make a separate video on relationship already tells you so much about a flaw on this movie. It's so insanely complicated on the storyline that it would confuse anyone who watches it. Even me, as a devoted Harry Potter fan. I mean, the first movie was pretty straightforward. Newt's animals got free from the cage and everyone has to band together to bringing them back, and while doing it, Newt and his friends stumble upon something bigger than what were they doing, and they have to stop that as well. Otherwise, the entire wizarding world will be in jeopardy. See? Half a paragraph in my movie review that I typed That's all it took to explain the first movie. Now the sequel has the magic effect and the wonderful magical animals, but different viewpoint and I have to admit, not so satisfying journey. Aside from the storyline, another flaw is the introduction of Nagini and how she made no impact whatsoever to the story and acts like a pretty but, I'm sorry to say this, useless side piece, which was a pity. Why? The introduction of this character was amazing and I was intrigued at first, and I'm saying the introduction is before this movie, even in the theaters when we was told by the news that there's Nagini. And I was intrigued because the origin of this character came from my country, which is Indonesia, if you haven't known, because some people still think that I'm from the Philippines. And she was described as this brilliant woman with endless possibilities. That is until she became Voldemort's snake pet, I think. I hope she's not a pet, but I do not know how to describe her relationship with Voldemort. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm so easy in forgetting important things. But when I watch her at Crimes of Grindelwald, she barely spoke any dialogue and she just stood there beside Credence, not doing anything. I mean, anything worthwhile. At least. I have to admit that I expected something more from her. Another thing that bugs me way too much is how different Queenie is from the first movie. She was strong once, a beloved character, and she even broke her sister out of jail. But now she traded all of that just because she can't get what she wants in terms of love? It seems highly unlikely and it was so unexpected from her. But it happened and she switched side because of that. I was so disappointed and annoyed and I want to smack her in real life. Like, how can she not listen to Jacob, which was supposed to be the love of her life? Her acts were questionable and her decisions actually pissed me off. One thing that I can count on this sequel is the effects and the animals. They are still amazing and I'm still in love with Niffler, which is this platypus-like creature that likes to steal gold. And it has little babies as well and it's so cute! And seeing Newt at work was amazing. The scene with Kelpie is gold and his shyness around Tina is adorable. And the finale was surprising as well. I mean, apparently Credence is Albus' long-lost family. The last scene got my jaw slagged and my hopes up just a little bit for a better continuance of this movie. It kind of makes me forgive about half of the things that gone wrong, but not all of them. As for the characters, they did introduce us to a whole lot of new people. There's Leader Strange, a very strong protagonist, but somehow got killed in the end, even though she definitely deserves another shot. And Newt's Commander Big Brother, who happens to be Lita's fiance and a great orar, but not a great brother to Newt. There's Yusuf Kama, Corvus Lestrange, Corvus Lestrange Sr., who were important but their names just fly by thanks to the storyline. And yeah, I'm eyeing you, writers. Thank you for giving us this hodgepodge disaster of a storyline. And then finally, there's Grindelwald and young Albus Dumbledore. Their chemistry is unmistakable, and I think they will be more significant in the distant future. But I'm glad to see them here now. Jude Law did a great job of being Albus, although I do not know if I can say the same about Johnny Depp being Grindelwald. However, his speech was awesome. If I was there, I might have totally bought what he's peddling. It was pretty convincing in some parts. Lastly, if it's still in the theaters or if it's still available in some form of entertainment, should you watch this movie? I don't recommend it. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. I still said that I like some things about it. The magic was there and it could be a treat for anyone missing the magic of Hogwarts. But it is not as great as you expect it to be. Especially nearing the end, it became a disaster because of the over-explanation and the twisty journey to the reveal. But if you're ready for all the flaws, the confusion, and the headache, which I actually experienced, then sure, watch it, but at your own risk. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this movie review, and if you did, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. They are in my description below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hufflepuff for life, men. Hufflepuff for life! Ow.